Now, let us study about Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya was born in a Brahmin family in a village called Pajaka near Udupi. His father was Madhva Geha Bhatta and mother Vedavati. His childhood name was Tulu Vasudeva. Lord Vishnu was their family deity. It is said that at a very tender age he displayed abundant knowledge. He had his education in Vedas and Upanishads from a Advaita teacher, Achyuta Prekshakacharya. The same teacher initiated Madhvacharya to sannyasa. While studying under his guru, Madhvacharya independently gained knowledge about the religious scriptures and defended his teacher in religious debates. To spread his message, he traveled round the country twice. The new religion propounded by Madhvacharya is Dvaita philosophy. Dvaita means two. According to this philosophy, the human soul and the divine soul are separate. Now, let us understand the teachings of Madhvacharya's Dvaita philosophy. The world is not Maya or illusion. It is as true as Paramatma, that is Supreme Soul or the Divine Soul. Between these, the Divine Soul is independent and the rest of the world is illusory. That is to say that Paramatma or the Supreme Soul is Swatantra or independent. The world which is the creation of God is Paratantra, that is dependent. It means the humans are dependent on God and do not have independent existence. The relationship between divine soul and human soul is like a master and a servant. He considered Lord Vishnu or Lord Narayana alone is supreme, Sarvottama. Worship of Lord Vishnu can elevate the human soul and thus enable to attain moksha or salvation. Like this, Madhvacharya also taught the path of bhakti to attain moksha. Madhvacharya had a wide following in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra. He visited all the places in South India and defeated his opponents in religious debates. He also took a pilgrimage to North India to propagate his philosophy, and there too he defeated many scholars in religious debates and acquired many followers. It is believed that during his visit to North India, he had met Vedavyasa in Badari. He brought the image of Lord Krishna from Dwaraka, which was hidden in the muddy hillock of Gopi Chandana, and installed it at Udupi. He also installed the statue of Lord Balarama at Malpe near Udupi. In order to enable the regular worship of Lord Krishna and also to propagate his philosophy, he established 8 monasteries or mathas at Udupi. These 8 mathas are called Ashtamathas. Ashta means 8. The 8 mathas are Palimaru, Adamaru, Krishnapura, Puttige, Shiruru, Sode, Kaneyuru, and Pejavara Matha. Now, let us know the religious works of Madhvacharya. He wrote Gita Bhashya, Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, Vishnu Tatparya Nirnaya, Bhagavata Tatparya Nirnaya, Mayavada Khandana, etc. Later, the Dvaita philosophy of Madhvacharya was popularized by his disciples Padmanabha Tirtha, Narahari Tirtha, Vijayendra Tirtha, Adiraja Tirtha, and others. The 8 matas at Udupi, where the Acharya established the Krishna temple, the Uttaradi Mata, the Raghavendra Mata at Mantralaya in Andhra Pradesh, etc., are the major centers of this religion. The Vallabhi Panth of Gujarat and the Chaitanya Panth of Bengal were influenced by this cult. Purandaradasa is a prominent saint of this Madhva or Dvaita school of philosophy. Basaveshwara, also known as Basavanna, was one of the most prominent social and religious reformers of medieval Karnataka. Basaveshwara and his disciples advocated Veerashaiva philosophy, which was based on simple human values. His philosophy rejected the numerous rituals deeply rooted in the Vedic religion. Basaveshwara was born in a Shaiva Brahmin family at Basavana Bagewadi in the present Vijayapura district. His father was Madarasa and mother Madalambike. He was a strong opponent of caste system. He rejected the sacred thread after his Upanayana, that is thread ceremony, and went to Kudala Sangama. There he took Linga Diksha, that is initiation by wearing linga on the body, from a Shaiva guru and started to meditate for a long time. Later, by his talents and dedication to work, he became the court treasurer or Bandari of the Kalachuri king Bijjala at Kalyana. Kalyana is today's Basava Kalyana in Bidar district. He remained unmoved by money, status, and power. He dedicated himself to the removal of social evils from the society, and during this period, he began to preach his social and religious philosophy from Mangalakeda. Basaveshwara said that Shiva Sharanas, that is, devotees of Shiva, should not discriminate anyone on the basis of caste. He said that the purity of Atma is the only way to attain mukti or salvation. That is, pure devotion is the true way of reaching Shiva. Thus, he thought that surrendering oneself to Shiva with total devotion or bhakti was the only way to attain moksha. Thus, he also taught the path of bhakti or bhakti marga to attain moksha. Everyone should work and earn his living. He preached the dignity of labor. No profession is more important or less important. He clearly expressed this in his saying Kayakave Kailasa, meaning work is worship, through his physical labor philosophy. He declared body as the temple, that is, Dehave Degula. So he tried to implement work is worship philosophy in life. These teachings are still the guiding lights of the present society. Basavanna established a Sharana spiritual or a religious center called Anubhava Mantapa at Basava Kalyana in the present Bidar district. Anubhava Mantapa is a place where the spiritual experiences were discussed and exchanged. Here, all the Sharanas, including Basavanna and others, engaged in meaningful discussions on various socio-cultural issues like caste system and gender discrimination. In the same way, they also used to discuss the shortcomings of religions and were suggesting remedies or solutions to these issues. They all met regularly to share their thoughts in the Anubhava Mantapa or the hall of exchange of spiritual experiences. They insisted that one should remain transparent in his life. His external behavior and internal thinking should remain clean. Thus, declared that this transparent state of life is the ultimate truth. All the ideas that emerged through these discussions gained poetic expressions and were made to reach the common people through vachanas. The vachanas were simple poetic compositions. They were written in simple Kannada to make the common people to easily understand. Through this, they created a social movement. The vachanas have indeed enriched the Kannada language and literature. This movement remained pro-people movement due to its simple Kannada. The Vachanakaras gave emphasis to human values in their Vachanas and reformed the Veerashaiva sect. They gave importance to discipline and moral life. They advocated a life of generosity and kindness. The Vachanakaras highlighted the fact that all human beings are equal. Nobody is an untouchable by birth. They become untouchables by their wrong speeches and conduct. The Vachanakaras tried to create awareness through their Vachanas about wrong practices during their times. Basavanna's followers established hundreds of matas or religious institutions to encourage education and bring about social reforms in the society. People from all walks of life took part in this Vachana movement. ಅಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಭು, ಅಕ್ಕ ಮಹಾದೇವಿ, ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮ, ಮೋಳಿಗೆ ಮಾರಯ್ಯ, ಅಂಬಿಗರ ಚೌಡಯ್ಯ, ಮಡಿವಾಳ ಮಾಚಯ್ಯ, ಮಾದರ ಚೆನ್ನಯ್ಯ, ಹರಳಯ್ಯ, ಕಿನ್ನರಿ ಬೊಮ್ಮಯ್ಯ, and many others were important Vachanakaras. Many Vachanakaras along with Basaveshwara who had kept formation of equal society as their goal have enriched and contributed a lot to society, culture and literature. Thank you.